She's not doing so well as a mom. She tries. She just isn't really succeeding. Poor Alice here is having a bad day. I'll give you an update on the bees. He thinks that the queen may have died. Well, I just come out here, check on the animals, and Alice here is down to only one baby. And as I suspected, second baby is over here drowned in the goat trough. Yeah. Second time that's happened in the last couple years. But I mean, what can you do? They jump up on the side and fall in and they can't get back out. But unfortunately it just happens. But yeah, so she's not doing so well as a mom. She's a great mom. She just puts her chicks in really dangerous situations and they end up dying because of it. But other than that, she's a great mom. I mean, I've even seen her attack the goats for getting too close. So she tries. She just isn't really succeeding. Good morning, Alice. You waiting for your breakfast? She comes over here and clucks at me every morning until I feed her. You hungry? Yeah? It's your baby. Is your baby hungry? Hi, baby. Hello. Hello, Alice. Poor Alice here is having a bad day, aren't you, girl? This morning when I came to do the chores, I opened the little side door over there to let Daisy out to be milked, and in the little water bucket was her other baby. Yeah. So now she's babyless. She did this morning. Usually she hangs out around the milk stand waiting for me to feed her. But this morning she just went over to the chicken run like, I ain't got babies to watch out for. I'm just going to go over here with the other chickens, eat my breakfast, etc. So, yeah. But obviously she's back in here now. And what, you think I'm going to give you more food or something? I don't know what she's chatting about, but well, that's a great start to baby season, huh? Well, I'm out here. I'll give you an update on the bees. I don't know if you can see them very well, but my bees are right over here in the neighbor's yard. Yeah, so we brought those bees home the other day. Let me just kind of tell you how it all went down. So we caught them on Tuesday. And then my parents were coming in town on Thursday, and my dad has a truck. So I asked him if he could help me go get them. So they were stayed at my friend's house the rest of the day Tuesday, all day Wednesday. And then Thursday morning before her husband went to work, he closed up the door on that box for me so that they would stay inside. And then like as soon as my dad got here, we ran over to get there. They were in full sun that whole time, unfortunately, and it was a warm day, but I don't have a truck, so I had to wait until I could get a truck. And I couldn't do it that night because we had church and Dad was going home. He wasn't staying the night and everything, so I had, I had to work with what I got, right? And so we went and got them around noon, so they've been in the box about 6 hours. Brought them back here as fast as we could, stuck them out here, and then like as soon as we opened that door, they like flooded out onto the outside of the box because they were hot. They needed to air out, ventilate, cool off, etc. A couple hours passed. My neighbor calls me up and he says, hey, there's a storm rolling in and all of your bees are still on the outside of the box. I feel like maybe we need to go do something about that because I don't want them to get rained on because then they'll die, So we go over there and we needed to put another one of those honey supers. Actually, they're deeps, one of those deeps full of honey on top for them anyways. And we needed to, there was only 5 frames in the box. We needed to give them more frames because that was a buttload of bees. That was a huge swarm. If I had all the frames in there, they would not fit. As it was, they barely fit with only 5 frames. So we needed to give them more space. We were just kind of letting them settle first. So we go over there trying to get them taken care of before the storm hits. And as soon as we popped the box, a whole bunch of them just fell on the ground, like mounds of them. And once we started looking inside, we realized that because there were so many of them in that box and it was a warm, humid day, the humidity levels inside, with them not being able to fan out, the humidity levels just went through the roof. And there were literally thousands of drowned bees in there because just the humidity was so hot, they just got sopping wet and drowned. So we ended up scooping out all the dead ones as fast as we could, putting more frames in there, put the extra box on top, and then, you know, of course there's still a bunch in the front of the box that we tried to kind of scrape under the lid and dump inside, but there's still like tons of piles of them, huge piles of them on the ground where they had fallen. So we made sort of like a tent to keep the rain off because it was coming fast. But we think the queen might have been in one of those piles on the ground. So when I went back right before church, I just peeked over there. I didn't get too close because I was, you know, my church clothes, don't want to get my shoes wet, muddy and stuff. But it looked like there wasn't any more on the ground. But when my neighbor was out there checking yesterday, Saturday, he said he didn't see anybody bringing pollen into the hive, so he thinks that the queen may have died. So that's the story with my bees for this year so far. As my neighbor says, if it was easy, everyone would do it, right? So there's still thousands of bees. There's still quite a few bees in there. Unfortunately, it's like less than half of what it was, but it's still quite a lot. They just need a queen now. So hopefully we'll graft some queens this week, but they do take a couple weeks to hatch out. So I don't know. We'll see what happens and go from here. Hey guys, I'll be honest. I've been struggling to come up with content for you this spring. Reason being, I'm trying not to do anything new this year because we're going to be going out of town this summer and I don't want to add more things for a farm sitter. But then also, you see this sky back here? It has been so wet this year and so cold. Usually this garden is in mid to late April. Everything is planted. Today's May 1st and the only thing in there is cold season crops. And even they've been in the ground for weeks and they're just now starting to germinate, most of them. So yeah, it's been a really cold, really wet spring. I don't know if you can see over here. Let's see, like right now I am mud. Oh, look, a pond. And yeah, I mean, this pond here was potatoes that I planted, but I'm pretty sure they rotted because it keeps gully washing and drowning them. So yes, it's too wet and too cold to plant things in here yet. And the extended forecast has rain every single day. So I don't know when it's going to let up and dry out enough for me to plant. Usually this water is not a problem in the gardening season. In the winter, yes, but not in the garden season. So yes, I did start hardening off my plants though. So whenever it does dry off, I can finally plant them because they're getting big and outgrowing their little containers. I'm starting to feel drips. We actually, I did plant up by the house. We had some dirt brought in last year to raise up next to the house there to help with water in the basement. And it's just dirt, you know? So the kids and I scattered some wildflower seeds the other day, but then the other night we got like a full inch of rain in half an hour. Don't jump on me with your muddy feet. So I'm pretty sure those all got washed away. Yeah. So that's been spring so far. Honestly, just I'm not really hatching anything. I have one batch of quail that I would have time to grow out and butcher before we go on vacation. Hello, why are we fighting? But I haven't hatched any chicks. Haven't hatched any ducks. Well, Betty keeps sitting on her nest for like a week and then giving up. She's in there now. She's almost at the week mark, so I fully expect her to quit soon. And honestly, those eggs have been... Will you stop climbing on me with your mumpiness? Those eggs have been in there for quite a while, so they're probably not even fertile because she keeps collecting them, and when I try to take them out, she freaks out. So I let her keep them, but don't know that they're going to hatch. So yeah, no spring babies for the goats. We have Hazel's one batch of baby bunnies that should be ready to process here soon. And I tried to breed both Bunny and Hazel a couple weeks ago, but I'm not sure either of them took. We'll find out. Alice had her babies, but that was smooth. Magnolia just jumped on her back and totally was straddling her. It was funny. Yeah, she watch this. She tries to use them for a footstool to get up on this little half wall here. But yeah, Alice had her babies, but they're dead now. So honestly, it's just it's kind of a slow spring. Not a lot going on right now, just waiting for the weather to cooperate. So we just do our thing. Feed the animals, pull weeds from flower beds, and wait. You guys want some hay? Come over here, Adeline, so we can see what Magnolia does. Oh. Like that. She doesn't usually use Demelza. She uses Adeline. You goober. Are you getting too big to jump on your own? You need a foot up? Yeah. It's funny. Thank you. More mud on me again. In the evenings, when I let them back in the barn, if Adeline comes anywhere right in here, about where Demelza is, Magnolia will she'll work herself up and back up and get a running start, and she will just come flying up here. Won't ya? You want some hay? Okay, I'll get you hay. Don't eat me. You're so sweet.